On one or after one? After one?
Hello, International Bears.
Today we have another episode of Global Den Diaries. So our past episodes have been a little bit on a more serious note. We talked about arrival support,
finances, resources.
But today we're going to take it a little bit lighthearted and chill.
And we will be talking about some interesting, or blind reacting to some interesting cultural shocks sent to us by our international students. So let's jump in.
Okay, so first and foremost, as an international student living with my American boyfriend, we often find ourselves navigating little differences in how we use words. One day, while cleaning our apartment, we decided to divide the chores. I tackled dusting and vacuuming, while he took on the task of cleaning the toilet.
In quotes.
All right.
I don't know why that is, but...
After finishing my task, I was surprised to see that the toilet still didn't look clean. I gave him the silent treatment for a while, and when I finally asked him why he hadn't cleaned it, he seemed puzzled. Of course, men not doing the cleaning. Let's see. He insisted he had done his part and walked me over to what he considered the toilet, the actual toilet bowl. That's when it hit us. Our definitions of toilet were different. For me, the term included the whole restroom, but for him, it only meant the bowl. We both laughed at the mix-up, realizing that sometimes even small words can have big meanings.
Why would he think it was just the toilet bowl? That's like clean the toilet, clean the whole bathroom, like the sink, the toilet bowl, clean the floors, empty the bins. Why would you think it's just the sink?
I'm on the boyfriend. I'm on the boyfriend's side. If you told me to clean the toilet, I'm doing the toilet. If you want me to clean the whole thing, tell me to clean the restroom.
That is so interesting to me, honestly. Wow.
What do you guys think? Would you clean just the toilet? Or would you have cleaned the whole restroom?
Just share your opinions in the comment section.
I'm team toilet bowl.
I am team the whole bathroom. Please share your comments in the comment section. Okay, so we'll move on to the second one. This is from a student I met at NISO. They had just come in for lunch and decided to inquire about the different foods that were displayed. Everything was named for them until we got to the sauce that Chatwell's usually serves. I told them that the sauce, I told them that was bear sauce. Their eyes widened and we could tell that they were thinking. So I had to explain to them that we don't butcher bears to make sauce out of them. It is just a mixture of multiple basic sauces, ketchup, mayo, etc. That is very funny.
I have never heard of bear sauce.
Bear sauce.
Two, I would have been the person who would have totally went along with it and be like, oh yeah, we have an influx of bears, so we just butcher them and make sauces.
Girl,
I would be so bad. Sorry guys.
No, but that is very interesting and funny. I mean,
I just could only imagine the student's face
bear sauce?
They're like, man, you guys really love your bears at NSU. Go Bears.
Go Bears.
So, this next one is, my culture shock experience was during my first day in the classroom. The normal in my country is to stand up to greet the teacher whenever they arrive to class. So I expected the same over here. So once the professor entered, I stood right up to greet him enthusiastically. What she said. I'm bad with words, guys, sorry. And to my shock, nobody stood up with me. It was then I realized maybe things are done a little bit differently here. So with a little bit of calmness and composure, I humbly took my seat.
Do you know the part that takes me out? With a little bit of calmness and composure, I would be so embarrassed. I would never go back to that class.
My face would be so red and I would drop immediately.
Sorry to whoever that this happened to, but...
I just can imagine just a class full of students and then all of a sudden...
Good morning, Professor.
Good morning,
Professor.
My
God, I was so embarrassed. Okay, I think the next one is... First year in the US, had no idea about slangs and phrases that people often use. This was back in 2013. A friend of mine asked me if I wanted to come over and watch Netflix and chill.
Bum, bum, bum.
At the time, I barely spoke any English, did not know what to do, nor watched any Netflix shows. So I said no. She never talked to me after that night.
You know, I don't know if you've missed out or if you dodged a bullet there.
First of all...
Well, one, at least you didn't go and not having no idea what that meant. That might
exactly,
have been
you should know. And why is she not talking to you? That is so bad. Like, why would you stop talking to someone if they refuse to come over to your place?
I hope that this was a domestic student, and so they did not purposely, like, ignore you. Like, they just didn't know what you were doing.
I feel sad about
this,
but good did not go.
I'm team dodged a bullet, I think.
Same.
Alright, so this one says, people are genuinely nice here. It's normal to say hi to a stranger and smile at them, but in my country, and they added India, we never say hi unless we know them.
That is actually very true. I think it's one thing I found like very strange when I moved to the US. I'm like, why are you smiling at me, sir or girl? Do you like me? Do you know me?
No, I am that person who like overly like smiles and says hi at people, and by working with a lot of international students, it seems like in most countries that's not a norm.
Yeah, it is not.
Like, so that is very surprising, and I could just understand the confusion if people were just like pointing. Like, it probably seems like people are pointing you out and be like, "Hi."
Yeah. So it says a lot of people smoke recreationally here, while we are banned to do so in Vietnam.
You know, even for me, it's still kind of crazy that we can do that. Because I remember when it was illegal and, like, it was a huge deal if you did it, you know? And so then all of a sudden, like, it's so casual now. But I can understand, like, the confusion. Like, that would be crazy.
And you also have to keep in mind that as an international student, you need to follow federal law. And
it is still federally
illegal. So don't even try it. Honestly, in my opinion, don't. Just
like, even though it's legal here, just don't do it. But yes, I agree. Even for me, it's still weird. Like, cannot imagine. Okay, so this one's a little different. This one is from a domestic student. It says, I'm a domestic student and my boyfriend is an international student. And on our second date, he went into great detail about how he purposely wore socks with his sandals because people here think it's weird to not wear socks. Even now, after a couple of years, people ask if he should wear socks with his sandals, but I always tell him it's fine. He doesn't need to. Yeah, boys, don't let your dogs out. Gotta tell you that.
Let it out. Like, what is the? If you have nice feet, show it.
But do men have nice feet?
Yeah, they do.
Okay. No, I'm like, I mean, it is kind of different whenever I see men walking around like Nike slides or Birkenstocks wearing no socks. Like, I always gotta do a little double take, like, you brave.
No.
But I will say, now that I have been working with a lot of international students, and it's very common not to wear socks, I am not judging.
I am team no socks. So, this is a long one. So, just... when I first arrived in the United States for school, I was prepared for all the big cultural differences. The weather, accents, food, but no one warned me about the small things. Like how Americans smile at strangers. I think we spoke about it, but this kind of like goes in more. A lot, it started on my first day. I was walking across campus trying to find my way to the international student office. As I walked, people kept smiling at me when our eyes met. Not just a polite nod or a quick smile, but full-on smiles.
I didn't see that.
The first it happened, I thought, do I know this person? Did we meet at orientation? But I did not recognize the face. So I just kept walking. a bit confused. Then it happened again. A girl walking past me smiled brightly, as if I were old friend, like as if we were old friends. I almost turned around to see if she was smiling at someone behind me, but no, it was definitely me.
One thing, isn't that the worst? Like whenever like someone's like waving and you're like, okay, and then
me?
you realize that it's someone behind you.
By the third or fourth smile, I started to really get suspicious. Why are all these people smiling at me? Back home in Nigeria, we do not smile at people we do not know, and that is fact. If your gaze catches that of a stranger, we quickly look away and keep it pushing. Fact. Where I'm from, you do not smile at someone unless you have a reason, and if you don't, it might look like you are up to something. So I googled it, and apparently in America, smiling at strangers is part of the culture. Americans smile at people to be polite. It doesn't mean anything. It's been almost 3 years now, and it's sometimes and something I haven't like really gotten used to. But now I definitely smile back when I get smiled at.
And it makes it even worse because we're in the Midwest, so we got like some of that Southern hospitality. So we're even more friendly. But like if you go to like New York or something, people aren't gonna be as friendly.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, even for me though, like even though like smiling and greeting people, like strangers that you're walking by, like even for me it's still awkward. Sometimes when I'm like on a walking trail or something, like in my head I'm like, should I smile? It's kind of awkward, but if I don't, it's gonna be rude. And then it like happens to be this awkward like
I think that for me I've kind of like gotten used to it, and it sometimes makes my day. Sometimes like I wake up in a very bad mood, like walking by the pathway, and then someone just smiles at me, and it kind of like just makes my day. I'm like, oh, thank you, you know. So yeah, it's kind of like a good thing, you know.
And I'm definitely one of those people that'll strike up a conversation if we're like standing in line or something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm probably overly nice. Sorry guys if you ever thought I was weird, because I probably have smiled at you. Especially like Niso or something. So okay, last but not least, again, this one is actually from another domestic student. So domestic student, and their significant other is an international student. So where the significant other is from, tipping is not a common practice. Mm-hmm. So I guess they went out to eat at a local restaurant where his friends worked, and he tipped 15%.
15%?
15%! His friends gave him such a hard time about tipping only 15%, so he blamed it on the girlfriend, who is domestic. But since I am from here, it made it look really bad on me, so I made him explain to his friends that it was not me and that he's still not used to the tipping customs here. And this happened before I formally met his friends. ...
That is so awkward.
Oh my god.
Tipping your friends 15%, they're gonna skin your life.
Especially because they can like call you out on it.
Yeah. I mean, people like usually don't mind, but if you're friends, they're gonna come for you.
Yeah, if they're, I will say 15% you can get away with it. 20 is customary.
20 to 25%, I think usually that is the range. But
considering it was his friends, I bet he got a hard time. But the fact he blamed it on the domestic girlfriend. Oh my god, that probably made her look so bad to his friend.
That is grounds for breakup.
Okay, but that might be a little harsh, but hopefully she redeemed herself.
Yeah,
actually
hopefully.
She did, because that was me. I did redeem myself. He blamed it on me. Surprise! He did. He blamed it on me, and they gave him such a hard time. And when the very first time I met them, I had to say, okay, first and foremost, I didn't mean to say his name. First and foremost, it was not me. So, it's great now. It's fine. So thank you for joining us in these interesting stories about culture shocks. And we'll see you at another Global Den Diaries.
Oh.
Well, she can cut off this part. We're done. I did the outro.
Oh.
What was it?
You want us to use that?
What? All right. Thank you guys for joining
us today
in another episode of
the Global Den Diaries. So and we'll see you on our next episode. Until next time.
Bye.
Bye.
I think that'll be funny.
Yeah. So hot in here. Let's get out. Do you want to watch it?